Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. Yesterday, I decided to go out trail riding with a couple friends, and we went out RC crawling at Pioneer Park here in St. George. Now, Pioneer Park has some excellent terrain to go check out, and there are some very big ledges and cliffs in there, although there are some very fun things to wheel along the tops of those ledges and cliffs. Now, my Gatekeeper I had just put together about a week and a half ago, and I actually had just changed the rear trailing arm setup. I changed the shock to a shock tower mount from Rock Pirate RC, and actually the original position mounting is right here, and I moved the mounts further back so that I could put the shock directly to the axles. This truck, I swapped the axles out of an axial Capra and put that under this, and so it's got portal axles and everything, super cool rear steer, got the servo up here. Whole point of this video is that I basically destroyed this thing yesterday, which is super unfortunate because I just got it put back together and I really liked this truck, as well as after I changed to the shock mounted rear, it was performing really well actually. I was going to make another video very soon on this truck and talk about how I was liking the performance. So let's take a look at what went wrong. So it was basically an 8-foot vertical drop onto a 30-foot inclined, probably 70-degree angle hillside that was pure rock. So it went off the hill backwards, and I think the rear cage took the first real slam. And if we take a look here, it's broken up back here. There's the centerpiece to the rear cage. Now there's no longer anything on the cage. If we take it off, you can see the plastic bits all broken up in there, as well as the Gatekeeper has little tabs along the nose piece. Those are completely broken off. Those are still stuck in the chassis. And yeah, the cage took a serious hit there, broke the whole rear out of it. Broke the body mount off of the cage, as well as the chassis brace right here is completely broken out of the car. So this chassis brace broke, this chassis brace broke, and looking at these shock towers, they're split way open. So I think that the frame rails actually ended up bent as well. Hopefully I can tweak those back into place, but looking really rough there. As you can see, the rear tie rod just completely split apart. I only broke the knuckle on this side, so not too bad here. Gonna have to get me a new knuckle for an axial Capra axle. The bolt that runs down through there, that's a pretty common failure point, which is fine. This isn't too big of a deal on this axle. Working along the top, nothing else really broken here. I think I lost my little shock tower mount point, but I'm not using these anyway, so not a huge deal. I had a Rock Pirate RC battery tray in here that was holding my battery, and as it went down the hill, like I say, it took a slam on the back of the cage, came down backwards, and then just started tumbling down the hill. I watched the cage separate from the truck and start rolling down. I saw the battery come out of the truck. It was still hooked into the leads, but was flopping around and getting all smacked up. Luckily, I didn't pierce it back. That would have been really bad. And then getting up to the front, I actually broke a housing here. So I lost the knuckle, and I also lost the portal on the axle too. So this axle housing is broken, as well as the knuckle is broken. When I walked up to the truck, the CBD axle had actually completely ejected from the truck. It was laying on the ground. This is the bottom side of the axle right there. So unfortunately, you guys aren't gonna be seeing a video on this very soon. Oh yeah, one more thing. I broke a trailing arm on this rear one right here. So broke the pivot ball side right off of that. I'm debating just going to links on the rear, or if I just want to get the replacement trailing arm from Element. The thing I'm most concerned about is trying to find the nose piece on this cage. So that's going to be a tough one to find, as well as I need the tail section, and I know Element sells the whole cage kit, but I'd like to avoid buying a whole new cage if I can. So there's the update on this truck, guys. Unfortunately, this thing's just sitting here in a bunch of pieces. Does not look happy. Took a real hard slam, but still had fun with my buddies out there on the trail. And we will see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down so you don't end up looking like this.